Hello everyone, Razorblade Mango here, and welcome to another episode of Why I'm Excited For. ... The bi-monthly series where I highlight specific games I'm interested in, why I'm looking forward to them, and if there is anything concerning about the game that catches my eye. For the first episode of 2024, I want to talk about the latest game from Ninja Theory, Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga. And before anyone comments anything, no, I am not playing into Ninja Theory's pretentious nonsense of calling it Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Putting the subtitle before the series name is a trend I hate, so I won't be doing it. So what is Hellblade 2? It is an action-adventure psychological horror game from British developer Ninja Theory, who are the team behind Heavenly Sword, the criminally underrated Enslaved Odyssey to the West, and DMC Devil May Cry. Their big break came with the 2017 release of the original Hellblade, and it made such a strong impression on the industry that it convinced Microsoft that the team would be a worthy addition to their lineup of studios. While I found it an average action game, Hellblade was a terrific psychological horror experience that did a great job fucking with me through its disturbing visuals, amazing usage of binaural audio, and a fake permadeath system that I thought was a genius trick. I also thought it was effective at providing the player a small taste of what living with psychosis might feel like, and the social stigmas that come chained to it. It was also obvious how much Ninja Theory cared about portraying this dark and complex subject matter with sincerity and dignity. This sequel was announced alongside the reveal of the Xbox Series X back in December 2019, with a killer trailer that demonstrated to me that Ninja Theory hadn't lost their touch when it came to amazing visuals and atmosphere. But after more than 4 years, it's finally almost time for us to get our hands on Hellblade 2 and see if the years of waiting have been worth it. Without question, the main reason I'm looking forward to Hellblade 2 is its atmosphere. The original Hellblade's atmosphere was sublime, and that was with Ninja Theory having to rely on some obvious cost-cutting tricks to make it work. Now with the full backing of Microsoft behind them, nothing is stopping the team from realizing their ambition to push their incredible audiovisual presentation even further. They have the potential to unleash some wild ass shit in this game. And based on what I've seen from the trailers, the horrifying and surreal imagery is back and better than ever. Speaking of horror, let's talk about the audio. I would argue that the original Hellblade wouldn't be anywhere near as effective as it is without its use of binaural audio. Personally, I think the word immersive is greatly overused by the games industry, but this is the rare instance where using that word is justified. The binaural audio makes Hellblade a deeply immersive experience. Constantly hearing the voices in Senua's head circle around your own head and speak to you as you play does wonders to get you in the headspace of Senua. My favorite sequence from the first game is the opening scene where Senua is rowing down a creepy looking river while listening to the voices in her head taunt her. It made for an amazing first impression the first time I played it. Ninja Theory recently confirmed during the developer direct that not only will the binaural audio make a grand return through the voices in Senua's head, but that every sound and bit of music in the game has a chance of being binaural. Now, for a game I am definitely looking forward to, I don't think Ninja Theory has done a good job assuaging some of my concerns that I've had about Hellblade 2. And that's been made even worse after their underwhelming and kind of irritating presentation during the most recent developer direct. For starters, I can't help but wonder if Hellblade 2 will be a victim of the law of diminishing returns. The fine folks at Ninja Theory proved with the first game that they are more than capable of delivering pretty visuals and a nightmarish ambiance. But the truth of the matter is that I'm going to need something more this time around. I could forgive the basic combat and mediocre puzzles the last time because Ninja Theory was working on a tight budget and obviously wanted to prioritize the presentation and portrayal of psychosis. But they have no excuse this time around. I also think Ninja Theory is prioritizing the visuals and ambience a tad too much for my liking. Most of what I've seen from the footage so far is a lot of Senua walking, encountering grotesque stuff in the environment, and staring wide-eyed at the camera. Ninja Theory seems hesitant to show an extended look at the gameplay, especially combat. Their presentation during the Direct contained a lot of waxing poetics about how amazing and improved their game is, but it could not back up those claims with substance. I don't think the combat will be bad per se, but I think some people are going to be taken aback by how limited and guided it will turn out to be. My theory is that the team doesn't want to show an extensive look at gameplay because I think some of the more obnoxiously loud parts of the community are going to make a big stink about how linear and atmosphere driven the game actually is. Truth be told, I think an 8-hour single-player linear and atmosphere-driven horror action game sounds wonderful, but I remain skeptical of how improved the combat and puzzles will actually be because of Ninja Theory's hesitation to show them properly. One unfortunate visual element that Hellblade 2 seems to have that I usually hate is the inclusion of the, quote, cinematic, unquote, 21:9 aspect ratio that puts black bars at the top and bottom of the screen. Ninja Theory will say that this was done for, again, quote, cinematic, unquote, reasons. But the truth is that this game's visual fidelity pushes Unreal Engine 5 hard, even at 30 FPS. My guess is that the game ran poorly when they tested it at the usual 16:9 ratio. So they went with the 21:9 aspect ratio to help with rendering. But this is a video game, not fucking Lawrence of Arabia. I wish they had learned with The Order 1886 and The Evil Within that most people hate this black bar shit when playing a video game. I would gladly take a less impressive looking game if it meant they could get it running at a smooth 60 FPS in the much more visually pleasing 16:9 aspect ratio. Finally, I think the digital only release is inexcusable. The first game being digital only at launch was understandable because, again, Ninja Theory was working on a tight budget while independently publishing the game. I got it back then. There is zero reason not to have a physical release this time around. Ninja Theory works under Microsoft now. Microsoft. Literally the most powerful and wealthy corporation on the fucking planet. You can't convince me that a physical release wasn't necessary. Microsoft isn't hurting for money. They could have set a positive example by spending some of their pocket change to give one of their big exclusives a physical release. But nope, super disappointing and lame. Very lame, Microsoft. Hellblade 2 Senua Saga will launch on May 21st for Xbox Series X and S and PC for $49.99 US or your regional equivalent. It will also launch day one on Game Pass for console and PC. Despite some major reservations I have about it, I am looking forward to diving back into the dark and disturbing world of Hellblade. I still stand by my prediction that this will be Xbox's best game in a long time, and I trust Ninja Theory to deliver a compelling experience. The first Hellblade was a damn good game, and hopefully Senua Saga will be an improvement in every possible way.